Yes, today we will start the utilization of electrical energy and traction for 5th sem electrical diploma students, and today we will discuss about electrical welding. Now before understanding the process of arc welding, because the focus of this chapter is for arc welding. So before getting to arc welding, we will discuss the process of welding, and also we will understand what are the various types of welding used and how the joints are made. So welding is a process in which two metal parts are joined by heating. The metal parts are heated to melted. The metal parts are heated to melting point, which adhere on solidification. So actually students, we have to melt the two different metals which has been or which has to be joined by heating process, and for this process we have to melt the two metals so as to make them joint. Now the adhere means to make a bond, like, or you can say glue. So we cannot make some artificial glue. We will just melt the liquid or melt the metal, and then we will make it a joint. Now a considerable progress has been made in welding the metal pieces by heating them up to their melting point. So we have to reach the melting point of the metals so as to join or to make them a joint. So it may be defined as a process in which metals are joined by heating them into suitable temperature with or without the application of pressure and addition of filler materials. Plastic welding may be further subdivided into three parts. They are forge welding, resistance welding, thermit welding. So also plastics are also welded by these three methods. So the process by which or in which two metal parts are brought to a molten state and then allowed to solidify is known as fusion welding. It may be divided into three categories or groups. So the groups are gas welding, arc welding, and your thermit welding, which is inside your course, the arc welding, which we will discuss also in this chapter. Now students, the process altogether is known as fusion welding. Now the electric welding. So electric welding is a process, or it can be defined as the branch of welding in which electric current is used to produce the large heat required for joining together into union two piece of metal. So here we will join the two piece of the metals by heating that metal, or to melt this material, and then we will make them to join. Electrical Electrically welded joints are being used to replace riveted bolted joints. So students, the term riveted is here. So you might have seen rivet joints. Rivet is a permanent joint actually. So riveting means, suppose we have to join two metals without any welding or by nut bolting. So riveting is a process by which the head of the material is flattened, and it will act as a lock and will not allow the material to loose. Suppose there are two metals, I have to make them joint without the use of welding. I will use riveting also. So what is riveting? I will make first hole, or the passage where I have to make them joints. So first step which I will do, which we should do, is to make, or we have to drill the material throughout so that hole will be made, and in that hole we will just put a piece of metal, and we will spread the head of this metal so that the metal will lock itself and will not, or it will act as a block. So that is a riveted joints. So electrically welded joints are being used to replace riveted joints in the construction of ships. So you might have seen in the construction of ships that there these types of joints where your riveted was earlier used, nowadays they are being replaced by your electrical weldings. So they are also used in bridge, steel frames, structures, tanks, pipe pipelines, and for so many other purpose. So pipeline also is for the drinking water, or your pipelines also, this type of electrical joints are preferred. You will also find in the application of your bridge, steel frames, structures. So these are the things where electrical welding is preferred. In electrical welding, heat is produced either by striking an arc between an electrode and the metallic joint, or by passing a heavy current through the joint. So it is the usual process by which electric heat is produced, and by this heat only we form the joint. Now the former method is called arc welding, and the latter resistance welding. The electric welding can be carried out by any of the following processes shown in the chart. So there are number of ways by which electric welding can be done. So in this chart it is been seen that electric welding can be categorized as resistance welding and your arc welding. Now what are resistance weldings? Butt welding, flash welding, spot welding, projection welding, seam welding. Similarly, in arc welding side, you will find metal arc welding, carbon arc welding, atomic hydrogen and helium or argon welding. So these were the types of welding, students. Now we will discuss about arc welding, which is inside your course, and we will discuss its working also. So here I will just read out the things which is essential, I will make you understand. An electric arc is formed by bringing two conductors connected to a suitable source of electric current momentarily in contact and then separating by small distance. So already we have understood this principle, how to produce an arc, because in our earlier classes I have told you, if two electrodes are momentarily contact with each other and then suddenly they are separated out and they have been maintained by a specific distance, then a arc will be struck. So it is exactly on that principle. Here the current continues to flow across the small gap and gives intense heat. So huge amount of heat is produced. The heat developed is utilized to melt the part of the workpiece and the filler metal and thus form the joint. So the filler material will be used to form the joint, and this heat will be utilized to melt the metal. So the welded joint is a union of metal parts made by localized heat without any pressure. The voltage necessary to strike the arc is higher than that required to maintain the current. So definitely during starting, when we will struck the arc, the voltage required will be higher, and after that, once the arc has been produced, the amount of current required will be lesser. Now students, the heat developed is utilized to melt the workpiece and the filler metal and thus to form the joint. So the welding joint is a union of metal parts made of localized heat without any pressure. So the temperature which will be created by the use of this arc welding is around 3000 degrees centigrades, and about 6, according to BSS 638, maximum voltage specified for welding is about 100 volt for the safety of the operator. So considering the safety of the operator, the voltage allowed is up to 100 volt only, because after that if you use for welding, it may be harmful for the user. What kind of harmful? He may die also, because you might have seen the welding persons, they use the earth electrode very casually. So this is the way, or this is the rule of the electricity, that should not go beyond 100 volt for the safety of the operator. And the current ranges from 30 to 500 ampere for manual operated welding and 75 to 600 for automatic operated. So the welding is widely used for joining the metal parts to repair fractured castings. What is fractured casting? Where there is a hairline cracks also. If a metal or a object or a solid structure is having a metal or a hairline crack, it can be also repaired by the use of your arc welding. So the heat developed by the arc is also developed for cutting of metals. So by the use of arc welding, we can cut the metal also. So arc welding is again subdivided into four groups, namely carbon arc welding, metal arc welding, atomic hydrogen arc welding, helium or argon arc welding. So we will discuss its working principle of arc welding. Now students, here is a diagram and the working principle is said. We will discuss it. So in the diagram, let us first focus to the diagram. There is a electrode holder. There is also a welding plant, insulated copper cable, air gap 3 mm to 6 mm, earth clamp, and we have a bead also. I will explain its part also. So the principle is current from a source AC or DC is obtained. So it may be a AC or a DC. First the source is obtained, and what then one terminal is connected to the electrode and the other to workpiece. So if one electrode is connected to the workpiece, the other will be connected to the circuit to make the circuit complete through air gap as shown in figure 5.1. So here the air gap is the medium. So again in this diagram it is simplified. There is a welding plant, there are electrodes, leads, you can see in the diagram, electrode holder, and there is the electrode. So there is the workpiece, there will be arc form, and there will be also a bead, right? So earth clamp is also here, you can find it from the diagram. Now students, we will understand its working. The gap is provided between the tip of the electrode and the surface of workpiece by keeping the electrode at a distance of about 3 to 6 mm. So the distance which we have to maintain over here is 3 mm to 6 mm, so as to maintain the arc. Otherwise what will happen? The arc will vanish or extinguish. Due to the interruption of the by the air gap or gas, heat is produced and the temperature attained varies from 3700 degree centigrade to 4000 degree centigrade. So it is a very huge amount of temperature. Electrical energy is converted to the arc into the heat energy. Now in after the diagram you can see there are some points which has been written by numbering. One is your welding plant, 2 is your 2 electrode leads, 3 is your electric holder, 4 is your electrode, and 5 is your number 5 is your workpiece. So these are the basic requirements by which arc welding can be performed. So next we will understand the condition for successful welding. So the function of arc welding plant is to produce the required electrical condition at the arc. Either DC or AC may be used, although aluminum and certain alloys can be welded with DC. So aluminum and certain alloys of it can be welded with DC, or else you can go for AC or DC also. The main requirement are relatively high striking voltage to enable the arc to be struck and maintain stability. A relatively low voltage to enable the arc to be maintained without being violent, and a current to the correct value to melt the electrode and the parent metal without burning. What do you mean by parent metal, students? Here the parent metal means the main object or the body which we have to weld, right? So that will be the parent metal, and the substance by which we will fill the material or weld the material is used. So the parent metal is the original metal which is used for your welding. The sparking voltage is usually to the range of 80 to 100 volts in the case of AC, and 60 to 80 volts in case of DC. So while using AC, the voltage ranges from 80 to 100, and when we use DC, the voltage is from 60 to 80. The arc voltage depends upon the type of metal and the flux of the electrode and varies between 20 to 35 volts. So it definitely depends upon the type of the material which you are welding. So depending upon that only, the material of the flux and the type of the material, the voltage is dependent. It is affected by the length of arc being maintained. A long arc requires a higher voltage than a shorter arc, but a good operator will maintain the correct length of arc and therefore the correct arc voltage. So we have to maintain a correct arc voltage or your correct arc distance so as to maintain the arc. The current is also dependent upon the type of metal being welded and the gauge and type of electrode, and is from 15 to 600 amperes for hand welding and up to 1 to 00 amperes for automatic welding. So if you are performing the welding by hand or your manually, it will be from 15 to 600 amperes, and it is, if it is for automatic welding, it will be 1200 amperes. Now electric arc welding equipment. So what are the electric arc welding equipment? We will understand here. Electric arc welding equipment falls into two natural sections. These are those using DC or the arc or DC welding equipment, and the other is the AC, those using AC at the arc or AC welding equipment. So we'll discuss each of them. DC welding equipment. So it consists of mainly of a motor generator set, or it is popularly known as MG set. The motor is a squirrel cage induction motor and the generator is a differentially compound to give drooping characteristics. So students, drooping characteristics is the characteristics between voltage and current. It will bend slowly as the current is increased. So you might have in your machine papers also, in EC1, you know the drooping characteristics is found in your in your differential compounded motor. So for that purpose only this differential compound motor is selected. Now if supply from existing system is used for welding, then a ballast resistance is put in series with the equipment and control is obtained by variation in the external resistance. This method is also suitable with a number of operators are working on the same supply system. In such case, each operator is provided with separate ballast. So here we can operate with the same supply, number of operators can operate simultaneously. Now in DC welding equipment, a transformer reduces the voltage from that of the supply drawn to about 100 volt. So the voltage by using a transformer can be stepped down according or as per our wish. So we will now just step down the voltage to 100 volt. Then to regulate the current and to produce the drooping characteristics required to maintain or to require a resistance, and resistance may be used. So for drooping characteristics we will use a resistance. So by using the resistance, what will happen? There will be a drooping characteristics obtained. Now further students, when a resistance is must be used to design to operate will below the saturation point of its magnetic circuit to prevent introduction of harmonics. So students, here we will use the resistance, and that should be before your saturation point, because if it will attain saturation, then harmonics will be introduced. And already we know harmonics are the multiples of your natural frequency, which is the frequency can be increased very rapidly. So they are the multiples. Harmonics are the multiple, even or odd multiples of your natural frequency. Our natural frequency is 50 hertz. So 50 into 3, 50 into 5, 50 into 7. So this kind of frequency will be induced. As a result, this heating will be very, very, very much high. So for that reason only, the resistance has to be limited, or it has to be used within its saturation value. Now the harmonics which tend to lengthen the zero current period in each half cycle and allow cooling of the arc. A reactance with a air gap in the magnetic circuit is generally employed. So here at last we are also using a magnetic circuit which will reduce the reactance of the air gap. So this was about AC arc welding. We have welding accessories which we will discuss in our next class. Also we have the methods of obtaining drooping characteristics we will also discuss. So you have a limited, because if you will see the syllabus students, you will find the the principle of arc welding, also its advantage disadvantage. So this is the theory which I am teaching or which I am sharing with you, so that the fundamental will be easily understood. So go through these notes. We will continue in our next class. So thank you for watching.